Bonjour tout le monde. Today we are going to discuss one important topic in French grammar. The name of the topic is COD, Complément d'objet direct. One of the important pronouns, and the exercise you get even till 12th standard. So it is useful for students from 8th to 12th, all boards, and even after that this is a very important grammar topic. So COD is basically complément d'objet direct. In English, we call it as direct object, objet direct d'empathy. Basically, this answers the question qui or quoi. Okay, qui means who and quoi means what. So whenever after the verb, when you ask the question qui or quoi, if there is no preposition in between and if you get a noun directly, it is the direct object. So simple definition we can say COD can be a person or a thing that receives the action of the verb directly. Now to use these pronouns, you must know one basic table as such. I will show you the table. See, this is a very important table. I'm sure you must be ready with your notebooks and pen. So note down this table in your notebook. On the left hand side, you have pronom sujet, subject pronouns, and on the right hand side you have the CODs. So je, the first person changes to me, tu, second person singular changes to te, il, elle, on, third person singular, they become le, la, l apostrophe. Nous, vous remain the same, and il, elle plural, they become les. So this is basically the table of COD. Then if you want to know the meaning of these CODs, let us read the meanings. Basically, me means me in English. Te is tu. Te will be you. Le is him. La is her, masculine, feminine. Nous is us. Vous is you. And les is them. So this is the meaning of the COD pronouns in English. Now let us see how to identify the COD, how to replace it in the sentence. Now after the verb, you need to ask the question qui or quoi to get the answer directly. So let's see one example. Je vois Smita. Je is the subject. Voir is the conjugation of the verb voir, which means to see. And Smita is a person, right? So the English construction we have is I see Smita. So it is very much similar to English, this French concept as such. Subject, then verb, and object. So ici on a je vois Smita. Vois is the verb. After that, I ask the question qui. Je vois qui? Answer is Smita. So Smita is the direct object. Let's see one more example. Il ouvre la porte. Il ouvre la porte. So ouvrir is the verb. Conjugated as ouvre as per the subject il. So after the verb, I ask the question qui or quoi. Il ouvre qui or il ouvre quoi. So I get the answer as la porte, the door. So here the direct object is la porte. Now let us see how to change this direct object using the CODs. How it gets replaced with the CODs. Now see the examples. Je mange la pomme. Je mange la pomme. Okay. So je mange quoi? Manger is the verb which is conjugated as mange. Je mange quoi? I get the answer as la pomme. See here, I get the answer as la pomme here. So la pomme is third person singular and feminine, which gets replaced by la. Very important thing to remember here is the pronoun comes always before the verb. So this is something different than in English. So it becomes je la mange. Je la mange. One more example here. Il regarde le film. Il regarde quoi? Le film is the answer. So I'm getting the direct object there, which will be replaced by COD, le. Le film, masculine, third person singular. So, il le regarde. Il le regarde is the answer. One more example we'll see. Elle voit les enfants. Elle voit les enfants. Elle voit qui? Elle voit les enfants. direct object is there. So les enfants is plural, third person plural, which will be replaced by les. So elle les voit. Refer to the table which you have copied earlier. We'll be using that me, te, le, la, l apostrophe, les, or nous, or vous as per the case. So here the placement of the pronoun is before the verb. It becomes elle les voit. So here, as we discussed earlier, the difference between English and French is here. In English, we say I see him. So pronoun comes after the verb. But in French, it will be je le vois. The pronoun will come before the verb. So please remember this point very carefully. Now there are different cases. These were like simple sentences, but there could be different examples with different cases. What if there are two verbs? What happens when there are two verbs? What happens to the COD pronoun? Let's see. Now see the example here. Je vais manger la pomme. So here, manger is in the infinitive form and vais is the conjugated verb. So future proche construction, if you remember, I'm going to eat the apple. So, je vais manger la pomme. Again, after the verb, we ask qui or quoi? La pomme. So, is the answer direct object. La pomme will be replaced by la, but here there are two verbs. So here the placement will be before the infinitive form of the verb, before the second verb. So je vais la manger. So the placement will be je vais la manger. It will not be before vais, it will be before the second verb. Again, one more example we'll see. Il veut lire le livre. He wants to read the book. Il veut lire quoi? Il veut lire le livre. So after asking the question quoi, we get the answer le livre. So which will be replaced by le. Il veut le lire. Now what if there is passé composé in COD? So this is very important thing because here there is accord of participe passé. There is agreement. So let's see what happens there. So when COD pronoun comes before avoir, the participe passé or past participle agrees. So let's see one example. Now, j'ai mangé la pomme. If I say j'ai mangé la pomme, passé composé is there. J'ai mangé quoi? La pomme. So, la pomme, as we know, it will be replaced by la. Here, it will come before the auxiliary verb, avoir. So, je, it will become, since it is ai, it will become l apostrophe ai, manger, and manger will have one more e since pomme is feminine. Please remember, even if it is avoir verb as such, COD in passé composé has agreement, past participle should agree. So, if it's feminine, the direct object is feminine. In passé composé, you will add E. If it's plural, you will add S, even if it is avoir as the auxiliary verb. So, it becomes je l'ai mangé with one more E. See one more example. Il a vu les filles. Il a vu les filles. Now, les filles is third person feminine, right? So, les filles will be replaced by les. But since the object is feminine plural, the past participle view will have es at the end. So, il les a vu. Students often lose marks in COD passé composé. So, once you understand this concept, you will be able to solve it because it's a direct object. If it's feminine, you will have to add E, feminine plural, ES. Just plural, then S you need to add to the past participle. Okay, so COD with people, nouns, pronouns, etc. Let's see some examples. Je connais Samir. So, je connais qui? Connaître is the verb. Je connais qui? Je connais Samir. Samir is the direct object. So, COD can be a person. Je le connais. Il invite Anjali. Pardon. Elle invite Anjali. Elle invite qui? Elle invite Anjali. So, Anjali is the direct object. Elle l'invite. Anjali will be replaced by la. La, when it comes before the vowel I, it will become L apostrophe. Let's see what happens in the negative sentences. the COD stays the same, but only pronoun stays before the verb. Okay? Not before the negation. So it becomes, let's say, je ne la mange pas or je ne les vois jamais, etc. So le, la, le, and all, they will come just before the verb. Now let us try to solve one exercise to make sure that you have understood this concept very well. In case you need a revision, go back to the table which you have copied earlier, go through the table, read the examples we discussed again, and then come back to this exercise and let us solve this exercise now. Okay, see first question. Elle écoute ses parents. Elle écoute ses parents. So écouter is the verb. After the verb, I ask the question, qui or quoi? So elle écoute qui? Ses parents. So ses parents is the direct object. Now ses parents is third person plural, which will be replaced by les. And the placement of the pronoun is before the verb. So elle les écoute. Elle les écoute. Okay, so that will be the placement of the pronoun. Elle les écoute. Now here there is no passé composé, right? So no other modification required. Only ses parents will be replaced by les. Placement will be before the verb. Now see the second example. Tu invites Ankit et Richa. Tu invites Ankit et Richa. Now Ankit et Richa, third person plural. For that again we have les. So tu les invites. The answer will be tu les invites. Ça va? Placement will be before the verb, which is inviter. Third question is, il a compris la leçon. Il a compris quoi? La leçon. La leçon is the direct object which needs to be replaced. Now it is feminine, so it will be replaced by la. Here, please note that it is a compris. It is the passé composé and la leçon is feminine. So, placement will be before the verb la, then a, compris, and it will have one more e as it is feminine, comprise. Il, la, a compris. Now, when you see two vowels back to back, here what we do is we put an apostrophe. So, we do that. Il l'a compris. Okay? Il l'a compris. So here it will, in passé composé, it will become il l'a comprise. Il l'a comprise. E will be added as it is la leçon feminine and la goes before the auxiliary verb. It becomes L apostrophe. Let's see the fourth one. Elle va nous prévenir demain. Elle va nous prévenir demain. So here if you see the pronoun is already used between the two verbs. So it remains the same. Elle va nous prévenir. Before the second infinitive form of the verb, it remains the same. Elle va nous prévenir demain as it is. Now fifth one is what? Ils ont félicité Swanand et toi. Now remember these type of sentences. Swanand et toi means you. It is vous. Okay. This means nothing but second person plural, which is vous. So it will be replaced by vous. Again, it is passé composé. So ils vous ont félicité. We will copy as it is. But here, since it is vous plural, it will be having S at the end. Ils vous ont félicité. The answer will be ils vous ont félicité. Vous is the COD which will come before the auxiliary verb en, and félicité will have S since it is vous, it is plural. So I hope you have understood these examples very well. If you have any query, do let me know. Before we end this topic, please remember three important points. Pronouns always go before the verb. With COD, there is agreement in past tense. So if it's feminine, you will add E. If it's plural, you will add S. Feminine plural, then ES. Then word order definitely changes when there are two verbs. Like here we had elle va nous prévenir. So two verbs are there. So pronoun COD goes before the second verb. Okay, so the word order changes in the two verbs. So I hope you have understood this COD topic very well. We'll try to make few more videos related to other topics like COI, E and O pronoun. Do let me know if you are interested. I can make the videos accordingly. Ça va? Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Au revoir. À bientôt.